What's up, everybody? This is Tech G back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you exactly what a software developer is in case this is what you want to do with your professional career. So let's get into it. All right. So in this video, we're going to talk about all this wonderful stuff on your screen so that you can make an informed decision about whether or not software development is the right career path for you. All right. So first things first. What is a software developer? So a software developer, this is a professional who designs, codes, tests, and maintains software applications or systems. They are problem solvers who use programming languages, development tools, and frameworks to create software that meets user needs and business requirements. And software developers, they work in various industries, including technology, finance, healthcare, and entertainment, contributing to the development of both consumer-facing applications and enterprise solutions. All right, so exactly how much money does a software developer make? So software developers in the US, they earn an average annual salary ranging from approximately $103,000 to $137,000 per year, depending on the source and specific job title. So for instance, Coursera, this reports an average base salary of $103,000 with additional compensation bringing the total to around $132,000. And a site called Built In, it shows a higher average base salary of $137,000 with total compensation averaging around $156,000. Now, entry-level positions, they typically start out at around $84,000 per year, while senior developers with over 15 years of experience, they can earn upwards of $132,000. In geographic location, this also plays a significant role. So, for example, software engineers in San Francisco, California, they earn about $160,000 per year, while those in Dallas, Texas earn around $107,000. Now, these figures, they underscore the lucrative nature of software development careers in the US, with salaries influenced by experience, specialization, and location. Let's talk about the roles and responsibilities of a software developer. So the roles and responsibilities, they can vary depending upon the project, company, and industry. However, some core responsibilities are common across most software development roles. The first is requirement analysis. So this is where you're going to be understanding the needs of users and stakeholders. You're going to be gathering and analyzing requirements to determine the scope and functionality of the software. And you're going to be collaborating with project managers, business analysts, and clients to clarify expectations and constraints. Then there's design. So you're going to be creating software architecture and design documents. You're going to be developing user interfaces, database structures, and system interactions. You're going to be ensuring the design meets performance, security, and scalability requirements. Then there's coding. So you're going to be writing clean, efficient, and maintainable code using various programming languages like Java, Python, C# or JavaScript. You're going to be following coding standards and best practices. You're going to be implementing algorithms, data structures, and software patterns. Then there's testing. So you're going to be writing and executing unit tests, integration tests, and automated tests. You're going to be debugging and fixing defects in software. You're going to be ensuring the software meets quality standards and functions correctly in different environments. Then there's deployment. So you're going to be preparing the software for release, including packaging and documentation. You're going to be deploying the software to production environments. You're going to be monitoring and managing deployments to ensure smooth operations. There's also maintenance and support. So you're going to be providing ongoing support and maintenance of the software. You're going to be implementing updates, patches, and enhancements. And you're going to be troubleshooting and resolving issues reported by users. And then there's collaboration. So you're going to be working with other developers, designers, and testers in a team environment. You're going to be participating in code reviews, pair programming, and knowledge sharing. And you're going to be communicating your progress, challenges, and solutions effectively. All right, so let's talk about some of the skills that are required to be a software developer. So becoming a successful software developer, this requires a combination of technical and soft skills. So here are some essential skills that you need to have. The first is programming languages. So you need to become proficient in one or more programming languages like Java, Python, JavaScript, C++, or Ruby. You need to understand language syntax, semantics, and idioms. You need to stay updated with new language features and trends. Then there's software development tools. So you need to have some familiarity with integrated development environments like Visual Studio, Eclipse, or IntelliJ IDEA. You will be using version control systems like Git for code management. You need to have a knowledge of build tools, package managers, and continuous integration, continuous development pipelines. There's also going to be some problem solving. So you need to have analytical thinking and the ability to break down complex problems into manageable components. You're going to be designing and implementing efficient algorithms and data structures, and you're going to need debugging skills to identify and fix issues in code. Then there's software development methodologies. So you need to have an understanding of agile methods like Scrum or Kanban and their principles. You're going to be participating in agile ceremonies like sprint planning, stand-ups, and retrospectives. And you're going to need to adapt to changes in requirements and iterative development. And then we have database management. So you're going to need to have some knowledge of relational databases and SQL. You're going to need to be familiar with NoSQL databases and their use cases. And you're going to be designing and optimizing database schemas and queries. Some other skills are software architecture. So you're going to have to understand different software architecture patterns. You're going to be designing scalable, maintainable, and robust systems. And you're going to have to consider performance, security, and usability in architectural decisions. And then there's communication. So you're going to need to have clear and effective communication with your team members, stakeholders, and users. You're going to need to know how to write technical documentation and user guides. And you're going to have to present ideas, progress, and challenges concisely. Let's move on to talk about some specializations within software development. So software development, this is a broad field with numerous specializations. So here are some common specializations that software developers can pursue. First is that of a front-end developer, and they focus on the user interface and user experience of web applications. And they use technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and frameworks like React, Angular, or Vue. And they also ensure responsive design, accessibility, and cross-browser compatibility. Then you have what is called a back-end developer, and they concentrate on server-side logic, databases, and application programming interfaces. And they work with languages like Java, Python, Ruby, or PHP, and frameworks like Node, Django, or Sprint. And they also manage database storage, business logic, and security. Then you have what is called full stack development, and this combines front end and back end development skills. And they are capable of building complete web applications from the user interface to server side logic. And they understand the entire technology stack and can work on any part of the application. Then you have mobile development, and they specialize in creating applications for mobile devices like iOS and Android. They use languages and frameworks like Swift, Flutter, or React Native, and they mostly focus on mobile specific features, performance, and user experience. You also have DevOps, and they focus on the intersection of development and operations. They implement continuous integration and development pipelines, automate deployments, and manage infrastructures. And they use tools like Docker, Kubernetes, Jenkins, and Ansible to ensure reliable and scalable systems. You have data science and machine learning, and they develop algorithms and models to analyze and derive insights from data. They use languages like Python or R and libraries like TensorFlow, PyTorch, or scikit-learn, and they apply statistical analysis, data mining, and machine learning techniques. There's also game development. So they create video games for various platforms. They use game engines like Unity or Unreal Engine and languages like C# or C++. And they focus mostly on gameplay mechanics, graphics, and user interaction. And then you have security engineering. So they ensure the security of software applications and systems. They conduct security assessments, penetration testing, and vulnerability analysis. And they also implement security best practices, encryption, and access controls. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the software development life cycle. So the software development life cycle, this is a structured process used by software developers to design, develop, test, and deploy software. And the SDLC typically consists of several phases. The first is the planning phase, and this is where you define the project scope, objectives, and deliverables. You identify stakeholders, resources, and timelines, and you conduct feasibility studies and risk assessments. Then there's requirement analysis, and this is where you gather and document detailed requirements from the stakeholders. You analyze user needs and business processes, and you create requirement specifications and use cases. Then there's the design phase, and this is when you develop the software architecture and design documents. You create wireframes, mock-ups, and prototypes for the user interface, and you design database schemas and system interactions. You have implementation or the coding phase, and this is when you write and compile the source code, follow coding standards and best practices to integrate different components and modules. Then there's the testing phase, and this is where you conduct various types of testing like unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing. You identify and fix defects in the software, and you ensure the software meets quality standards and requirements. Then there's deployment. This is when you prepare the software for release, including packaging and documentation. You deploy the software to production environments, and you monitor and manage deployments to ensure smooth operations. Then there's the maintenance phase, and this is when you provide ongoing support and maintenance for the software, implementing updates, patches, and enhancements, and you troubleshoot and resolve issues reported by the users. All right, so let's move on to talk about the future of software development. So, the field of software development is continually evolving, driven by technological advancements and changing user needs. So, here are some trends and future directions in software development. The first is artificial intelligence and machine learning. So, software development is going to increase integration of AI and machine learning into software applications. And it's also going to implement the development of intelligent systems that can learn, adapt, and make decisions. Then there's cloud computing. So, growing adoption of cloud-based solutions for scalability, flexibility, and cost efficiency is going to be a part of this. And also, development of cloud-native applications and microservices architectures is another component. Then there's the Internet of Things, and this is going to come due to the expansion of IoT devices and ecosystems, along with the development of software to connect, manage, and analyze data from IoT devices. There's also the cybersecurity component due to the increased focus on securing software applications and systems, along with the development of advanced security measures to combat evolving threats. Then there's blockchain technology due to the exploration of blockchain for secure, transparent, and decentralized applications, in addition to the development of smart contracts and decentralized applications. And then there's low code and no code development. And this is due to the emergence of platforms that enable rapid application development with minimal coding, which empowers non-developers to create and customize applications. And then there's quantum computing, and this is due to advances in quantum computing and its potential impact on software development, in addition to the exploration of quantum algorithms and applications. All right, so exactly how long does it take to become a software developer? So, on average, it takes about 1 to 4 years to become a software developer, depending upon your learning path. So, you can go to a coding boot camp, and this will take you about 3 to 12 months. And this is going to be intensive programs that are focused on job ready skills. You can teach yourself. And this could typically take you about 1 to 2 years with consistent study and hands-on practice. You can go get you an associate's degree, and this will take you about 2 years, and that's going to have a structured academic approach to give you foundational knowledge. Or you can go get you a bachelor's degree, and that'll take you about 4 years. And this is a comprehensive education in computer science or a related field. Now, the exact timeline, all of this depends on your starting point, learning method, consistency, and whether you're studying full-time or part-time. And many people do go on to get entry-level roles before finishing formal education by building strong portfolios and gaining real-world experience. Now, to wrap all of this up, software developers, they are the backbone of the digital world, creating the applications and systems that drive modern technology. Their roles and responsibilities encompass requirement analysis, design, coding, testing, deployment, and maintenance, requiring a diverse set of technical and soft skills. And with various specializations from front-end and back-end development to data science and cybersecurity, software developers, they contribute to a wide range of industries and applications. And as technology continues to evolve, the field of software development will undoubtedly adapt and expand, offering exciting opportunities and challenges for developers. So staying updated with the latest trends, tools, and best practices, all of that's going to be essential for your success in this dynamic and ever-changing field.